No visa needed. In 2025, the U.S. has taken a bold step, adding new countries to its Visa Waiver Program. This means travelers from select nations can now enter the United States without a traditional visa, just with a valid passport and an approved ESTA. But wait, who actually made it? There's a lot of noise online, but today we break it down with official facts only. In this video, you'll learn which countries are officially allowed visa-free travel to the U.S. in 2025, which countries were removed, and why, and what the future holds for your passport's power. So, is your country on the list? Let's begin our countdown, fact-checked, verified, and up-to-date. Before we begin, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an important update. Number 10. Israel. For decades, Israel was excluded from the U.S. Visa Waiver Program, despite being one of America's closest allies. But that changed in September 2023 when the U.S. Department of Homeland Security officially announced Israel's acceptance into the VWP. By January 2025, full implementation was rolled out, making it easier than ever for Israeli citizens to travel to the U.S. Now, all eligible Israeli travelers can apply for an ESTA, electronic system for travel authorization, instead of going through a lengthy visa process. That means they can visit the U.S. for up to 90 days for tourism or business, no consulate visits, no visa interviews. But here's the game changer. This move wasn't just symbolic. It marked a major milestone in U.S.-Israel relations, fulfilling years of diplomatic negotiation. So if you're an Israeli passport holder, 2025 officially made it easier for you to explore Times Square or Silicon Valley, visa-free. Number 9. Brazil. Despite being one of the largest economies in Latin America and a major U.S. trade partner, Brazil is not included in the U.S. Visa Waiver Program in 2025. Brazil was once part of a short-lived visa-free arrangement in 2019 to 2020, but the agreement expired, and Brazil never met the program's full criteria. The main issue is Brazil's overstay rate, which exceeds the U.S. VWP limits. The U.S. government also pointed to concerns about passport fraud and weak border control infrastructure, especially in rural regions. In 2025, Brazil continues to require a B1, B2 visa for U.S. travel. However, both nations are working on improving visa processing times and cooperation agreements, and there's potential for change by 2026. For now, Brazilian citizens still need to book visa interviews and fulfill all standard entry requirements. Number 8. Argentina. Argentina came very close to joining the U.S. Visa Waiver Program in 2025, but didn't quite make it across the finish line. Despite high hopes, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, DHS, announced that Argentina remains in a pre-approval roadmap phase rather than full admission. That means Argentine citizens still require a traditional B1, B2 visa to visit the U.S. So what happened? On paper, Argentina met several major VWP criteria: biometric passports, strong border controls, and a relatively low visa overstay rate. The U.S. even praised Argentina's improved information-sharing agreements and updated travel security infrastructure. However, DHS officials cited a need for further evaluations, particularly around data protection laws and long-term reciprocity arrangements. Argentina's path isn't closed, just delayed. The DHS is watching Argentina closely, and the country remains one of the top candidates for future inclusion, possibly as soon as 2026. So while Argentina didn't join in 2025, it may just be one step away from full visa-free access. Number 7. Qatar. In a landmark move, Qatar officially joined the U.S. Visa Waiver Program, VWP, in 2025, marking a new era U.S.-Gulf relations. After years of negotiations, Qatari passport holders can now enter the United States visa-free, using the ESTA system, allowing stays up to 90 days for tourism or business without needing to visit a consulate. This decision didn't happen overnight. It followed years of U.S.-Qatar cooperation, especially in areas like counterterrorism, intelligence sharing, and military partnerships, including hosting the largest U.S. military base in the Middle East at Al Udeid Air Base. Qatar's advancement in passport security, biometric data compliance, and low visa overstay rates also met key benchmarks set by the Department of Homeland Security. Qatar's inclusion signals a growing trust between Washington and its Gulf ally, and comes as part of a broader U.S. effort to deepen strategic ties across the Middle East. It also strengthens the Qatari passport, which already offered visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 100 countries worldwide. With the U.S. now officially accessible without a visa, Qatari citizens have more global mobility than ever before. And for other Gulf nations, this move may pave the way for more approvals in the near future. Number 6. Uruguay, quietly rising on the VWP radar. Uruguay might not always make headlines, but it's quietly becoming one of South America's most trusted partners in U.S. immigration circles. In 2025, Uruguay advanced significantly on the Visa Waiver Program candidate list. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security confirmed that Uruguay is under VWP readiness assessment. That means the country has already demonstrated low visa overstay rates, secure biometric passports, enhanced counterterrorism cooperation, timely data sharing with U.S. agencies, and perhaps most importantly, Uruguay is seen as a model of regional political stability, a key factor in VWP eligibility. While Uruguay hasn't received final VWP approval yet, the U.S. has eased several visa restrictions and is working toward full waiver status within the next few years. For Uruguayans, 2025 marks a shift from hopeful waiting to active countdown. Number 5. Romania. Romania shocked many in 2025 when it was officially removed from the U.S. Visa Waiver Program. For years, Romania had been lobbying to join, and in March 2024, the U.S. finally granted Romanian citizens visa-free access with an approved ESTA. But things changed quickly. By mid-2025, due to growing concerns about illegal overstays and increased immigration policy tightening, the U.S. reversed its decision. According to DHS data, Romania's overstay rate jumped above the 3% limit, violating the core Visa Waiver Program eligibility criteria. This decision sparked backlash across the EU, with Romania calling it unfair and politically motivated. Travelers from Romania must now apply for a B1, B2 visa, even for tourism or business. It's a reminder that visa-free access isn't permanent. It can be lost just as fast as it's earned. Number 4. Taiwan. Taiwan has enjoyed visa-free travel to the United States since 2012 through the Visa Waiver Program. So why include it in a 2025 list? Because 2025 marks a major reaffirmation and security upgrade of the U.S.-Taiwan travel relationship. In 2024, concerns about cross-border identity fraud and passport misuse in Asia caused the U.S. to conduct an internal review of existing visa-free countries. Taiwan passed this review with flying colors. The U.S. not only reaffirmed Taiwan's place in the Visa Waiver Program, it also expanded cooperation in digital border security and travel authentication. What's more, Taiwanese citizens now enjoy faster ESTA approvals due to back-end integrations between immigration systems. And in 2025, the average ESTA processing time for Taiwan was reduced to under 15 minutes, thanks to pre-clearance enhancements. This means Taiwan isn't just still on the list, it's more secure and faster than ever. For business travelers, students, and tourists alike, Taiwan's strengthened position reflects its diplomatic trust with the United States and sets a benchmark for other Asian nations to follow. Number 3. Monaco. Tiny but powerful, Monaco remains an official member of the U.S. Visa Waiver Program, VWP, in 2025. Nestled along the French Riviera, this sovereign city-state is known worldwide for its luxury lifestyle, stable governance, and ultra-low crime rate. Despite its small size, just over 2 square kilometers, Monaco holds strategic importance in European diplomacy and finance. Under the VWP, Monégasque citizens can travel to the United States for up to 90 days without a traditional visa, using the electronic system for travel authorization, ESTA. This privilege continues in 2025 due to Monaco's consistent compliance with strict U.S. immigration protocols. What solidifies Monaco's position is its exceptionally low overstay rate, well below the 2% threshold set by U.S. standards, and its robust biometric passport technology. Additionally, Monaco cooperates closely with both U.S. and EU security agencies, sharing intelligence and participating in joint efforts to combat fraud and terrorism. While Monaco has fewer than 40,000 residents, its political neutrality, high GDP per capita, and advanced border security systems make it a model example of how trust, technology, and diplomacy can secure visa-free access. In 2025, the U.S. continues to see Monaco not just as a tourist hotspot, but as a reliable global partner. Number 2. Andorra. Nestled in the Pyrenees Mountains between France and Spain, the tiny Principality of Andorra continues to enjoy visa-free travel to the United States in 2025 through the Visa Waiver Program, VWP. Though not a member of the European Union, Andorra aligns many of its immigration, border security, and biometric standards with both the EU and the US, making it a trusted microstate partner in global travel governance. Andorran citizens are eligible to apply for travel via the Electronic System for Travel Authorization, ESTA, allowing visa-free stays of up to 90 days in the US for tourism or business. What makes Andorra stand out is its consistently low overstay rate, usually under 1%, and its citizens' average stay in the US is just under 2 weeks, making them reliable and responsible travelers. In recent years, U.S. officials have noted Andorra's active participation in anti-identity fraud measures, secure document technology, and cross-border data exchange. While its population is under 80,000, Andorra punches far above its weight when it comes to diplomatic cooperation and technological reliability. In 2025, Andorra's continued inclusion in the VWP shows how even the world's smallest nations can maintain strong, stable, and secure travel relationships with the United States, built on mutual trust, transparency, and a shared commitment to security. Number 1. San Marino. San Marino, a landlocked enclave surrounded by Italy, remains firmly on the U.S. Visa Waiver Program, VWP, list in 2025. As one of the world's oldest sovereign republics, founded in AD 301, San Marino may be small, home to fewer than 35,000 residents, but it carries a strong record of diplomatic cooperation and international security compliance. San Marino is not part of the European Union, but it aligns its border and immigration practices with EU standards and cooperates actively with both European and U.S. authorities on matters of data exchange, travel verification, and document integrity. Citizens of San Marino are eligible to travel to the United States under the ESTA, Electronic System for Travel Authorization, allowing for visa-free entry for up to 90 days for tourism or business. The country has extremely low visa overstay rates, and its travelers are considered low risk by U.S. immigration authorities. In 2025, when global visa policies are tightening, San Marino's ability to remain on the list speaks volumes about the value of bilateral trust, modernized travel systems, and responsible citizenship. Even in a world of shifting alliances and stricter security, San Marino continues to prove that size doesn't determine status, credibility does. So there you have it, 10 countries that are either officially visa-free, newly added, or in serious discussion with the U.S. as of 2025. This is a dynamic list, so stay subscribed for ongoing updates as U.S. visa policy continues to evolve globally. And if your country isn't on the list yet, don't worry, it just might be next in line.